And we're back on Southeast Texas Weekly. ISIS is being confronted in Iraq now. This president has done what a lot of people have wanted him to do. He's put almost 500 new American ground forces into Iraq. Productive, efficient, good idea. We'll start with Michael Lindsay. A real way to confront this
terrible idea. Bring all the troops home.
Terrible idea.
Unless we've got a commitment to be there for 50 years, we're wasting our time.
ISIS doesn't need to be confronted anyway?
Not by American troops on the
Well,
ground.
you know, as I was telling my friends that are stationed in Germany, because last time I checked, that war was over in 1945, and I wasn't born.
Right.
And we still have troops in Germany. Let's see, where else? Korea.
Strategic interests.
Japan. And you're thinking, now wait a minute. We're in a big hurry to get out of an area where the major oil source for the rest of the world, we're in good shape, but everybody else isn't, is in chaos. And after we had secured elections for the people in Iraq, all of a sudden we go, we're just pulling out.
What happens here? Does this endanger
and
our
chaos
interests?
followed.
Is
That's
this
where we are now.
Because they're either trainers, if you're talking to the White House, or they are advisors if you're talking to the Pentagon. One or the other. Is this not a scenario by which 10 American troops end up being killed in some kind of firefight the U.S. is pulled into a full-on war?
Well, they've been given the instructions that they're not allowed near the front lines. They're supposed to be in the back advising. So I think that only sending 450 advisors that can't actually go out into the front lines and advise isn't going to solve any problem. It's just going to make us spend more money and have our troops overseas.
You would agree with
You
Michael
either
Lindsay?
need to go all or nothing, or just watch the world burn. We seem to be doing this little dance in between. And I've read that the Senate's going to be looking at another authorization for use of military force against ISIS. And I think we need that, and it needs to define specific victory goals and exactly what we're going to do.
I know you're on the ground talking in this area, in this region, specifically with a great many conservatives to find out what they want, what they believe our political leadership needs to be doing, and you try to absorb that and take it. What do you hear from folks? Would Southeast Texans support this move by the president, and/or would they go so far as to authorize airstrikes to curb, the growing momentum of this ISIS?
I think they would want it to go further. I think they would want a serious show of action both by us and our allied forces.
Yeah.
Because at some point you've got to look evil in the face and say enough is enough. They're beheading people. They're claiming they have operatives in our country.
But it'll never work, in your view.
We need to be
30
prepared
seconds.
to stay there for 50 years if that's a plan. There is no plan to victory, and I don't see an exit strategy.
Well,
Gotta have an
the
exit
strategy
strategy.
that we had was working, and one of the
Yeah.
things is, as
Yeah,
we just
quickly.
found out, if you just sit back, bad things are going to happen. If you want to take care of the JV, you send the varsity in, and trust
there
me,
you
we
go.
got the best varsity on the planet.
Nice.
Right, Will?
Yes,
and
we
that's
do.
our exit strategy for this particular occasion on Southeast Texas Weekly. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope we see you back here in 2 weeks to talk politics. Take care.
Southeast Texas Weekly, brought to you by the Modern Vein Surgery Institute at Privity Clinic for Surgical Care.